And so, of course, the big question is, how much have you made from our YouTube videos?
So like just from that first month of working together, I've signed like plus 5K in retainers, and I got 2 leads, very warm leads, just from, I think it was in the first 2 weeks, 3 weeks maybe. A very high retainer that is paying us 3K per month in euros. And then another like medium retainer that's paying 2.5K. Think about again, if we have that client for, let's say it's 10 months, that's 50 plus K in revenue just from like shooting 3 hours of content. So it's like, it doesn't make any other sense than just to start. These leads are way easier to close, which makes it such a no-brainer just to get started with YouTube.
What's going on, everyone? So today we have Jeppe himself. Welcome.
Thank you so much, Marcus. Glad to be here.
Yeah, of course, man. Of course, man. So, of course, we're doing this interview just for you to talk a little bit about your experience at channel launch. How did you feel? Where you before you started? Yeah, my first question is just, can you briefly describe like what you do?
Yeah, of course. So as you mentioned, we're an e-com email marketing agency, probably specialized in Klaviyo only, to be completely honest. We've worked with clients mainly in Denmark. So in Denmark, we've kind of gotten a name here. Everybody knows us. The bigger stores is our next objective. The bigger businesses in Denmark, but we want to scale to the European market, US market, and so on, where it's a bit more fun. So strictly just an email marketing agency and have a good team behind us.
Yeah, for sure, man. For sure, man. And so we obviously started working together. We helped you out with the YouTube videos. So I guess I'm curious, like, what is the biggest improvement you've seen after we came in and helped with your videos?
Yeah, it's kind of fun because the YouTube videos that I did, strictly just, it's me recording myself going through like a gamma doc, and that's it. There wasn't really any structure, there wasn't any strategy, there wasn't any SEO. I didn't even know what YouTube SEO was at the beginning. Wasn't any editing, it wasn't engaging and so on. It was just like me yapping like going over an email marketing document. So in the past, just ripped it. You guys came in with a lot of structure, a lot of great ideas. Also the copywriting for like a script. I didn't really think about that in the past. So all in all, like going from a complete like amateur video channel, also with the thumbnails and the editing skills. So going from complete like amateur to all of that, it's just, I hate the word game changer, but it is kind of a game changer.
Yeah, that's a ChatGPT word right there. But
exactly.
yeah, no, that's sick. It was definitely, a huge improvement coming in. But yeah, it's definitely just seeing you guys, working you guys, because you take a lot of action. That's the thing I noticed about you guys. Like you just take action and you just go, and it's super sick to like channel that into something like focused and really optimized. So it's definitely been sick working with you as well. So I guess like what is probably the biggest thing that surprised you about this whole process? My next question.
Yeah, I think in terms of you guys coming up with a lot of ideas, because that was one thing that my partner Paco and we spoke about, is like, how could these guys know anything about like e-commerce and email marketing in general? Like you need a lot of knowledge and so on and so on and so on. But the ideas that you came up with are actually really great, and it resonates a lot with what we wanted to do, just on a like entirely different level and a better level, right? So the main thing is for us, it was like, okay, these guys actually, can do good stuff, because we have worked with some, not content agencies, but a lot of other agencies in the past. And if you don't know anything about like copywriting or e-commerce in general, or strategy, the psychology behind it, like it's not going to work. So that was the main thing for us, and you kind of nailed that, because all your ideas, at least for all of the ideas, like we can tap into them.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing I see when people, they start YouTube themselves, and they kind of get an editor going, and and some kind of strategist, but like they just don't study the game, probably haven't been in marketing themselves before. So it's like, how are they really gonna help out with that part? So yeah, that's really what we're trying to hone in on, do all the research. So yeah, man, it's been super interesting. So I mean, besides that, like before we came on, what was like the biggest thing you struggled with in terms of like YouTube?
I think it was the structure, because we split it up. So my partner does like most of the fulfillment, and I do all the sales and the marketing, and there's a lot of things you can do for like getting leads and sales, right? I figured out the paid ads funnel. I know this will always work for us, at least in Denmark. We'll see how it goes in Europe and US, but you can get kind of distracted, because there's cold email, there's cold DMs, there's cold calling, there's content on LinkedIn you can do, there's me content, TikTok, Instagram content. There's so many lead channels that you can do, and we've never really thought about YouTube in that way of, okay, this can bring on clients. But it can. And the structure behind like filming a YouTube, like what makes a good YouTube video, what's the good strategy, what's the funnel, like, you know, lead magnets, the descriptions, put it in also in the video with the CTAs. So I think in total, like the structure behind going into YouTube, you really need that in place. And I just winged it. In the beginning, I was just, okay, let's make a YouTube video about this subject. I'll just yap on a Gamma document and see how it goes. And you know, it's like 5 views, 10 views, and so on. So the structure behind it is very important.
Right, exactly. So it's really like getting that kind of YouTube strategy side of things going and like doing that work, because it's obviously like if you guys are already running an agency, then having to, you know, sit and study YouTube and like study what's the best thumbnail, that's very time consuming, of course. So I mean, besides that, have you felt an actual difference in, you know, like the leads that come in, like are they easier to close now that you've been more consistent on the YouTube?
Yeah, that's actually funny because there was a guy in Denmark who was like, well, I saw your LinkedIn and then I hopped onto your YouTube and I watched a little bit, and he was like, it seems like you know what you're doing, so you know, why not just book a call? And the main thing is that the more content I have out there, the better content I have. For me as a salesman in our company, it's 100% easier to just close these prospects. And obviously that makes a lot of sense, but you still have to do all of the back-end work. So YouTube for the future, if we can like combine YouTube with all the other content and specifically just for paid ads, you know, it's going to be a gold mine, because then you have an omni-channel strategy where YouTube is fun. I like to record, you know, just sit here and yap and send it over to you guys and you make all the magic. I mean, it makes a whole lot of difference just in total. Also, our peers, they'll look at us like, yeah, that's a great YouTube video. Like, how did you do this and this and this? And I was like, well, I got these guys, so I'll link you up.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah, you've been sick with that part. But besides that, yeah, because obviously like they get easier to close. But like, what is the main difference you feel like when somebody hops on a call when they've watched YouTube?
I think we talk a lot about like how ready are they to buy, and I've noticed a difference in the people. Our YouTube is not like exploding or anything, but the views that we get, these are like so granular views, and the ones that are viewing these or this type of content, they are actively looking for a solution. So compare that to like a cold email. The leads that come from YouTube, I know if somebody's booked in from my YouTube Calendly, I know I'm probably going to close this one as long as like they're like qualified. So again, how ready are they to buy? If you compare YouTube with like cold email, like 20 times more buy intent from YouTube. So for me, it's always I'm jumping of joy when I get a lead from YouTube.
Absolutely. So it's like you're about to almost talk to a friend, right? Because they already know everything about you. You don't have to sit there and educate them, you know. So it makes the whole process easier. And so another thing that you also mentioned is that like I think the biggest misconception about YouTube is that you need a bunch of views to actually like start getting like lead flow and start actually, you know, converting more from it. But it's like people just focus on the wrong thing when it's really about the quality of the viewers, right? And so once we really niche down on that, it's like, okay, if you know the top 100 list of richest men on earth are watching your videos but they're only getting 100 views, that's more valuable than, you know, even everyone who watches Mr. Beast, right? And so like that's such a huge misconception, and so that's what we go for really hard. And then besides that, it's like just like the fact that all the traffic doesn't just come from YouTube. They're gonna touch your YouTube and then they're maybe gonna book a form on your site but not through the link, right? So it's like it will always help you, and this is what I'm sensing that you guys have felt as well.
Yeah,
like
definitely. Like definitely one to one. Again, they might see my LinkedIn, they might see my paid ad. If they hop over to YouTube, like everything works if you do it correctly, and everything like has a say in your total like marketing strategy. So YouTube is like, I look at it, if I get 100 views, if I get 200 views, I mean, that's awesome, because if just like 10 of these views are e-commerce stores or a brand owner or e-commerce manager, whatever it is, like I know there's potential here. So like you only need one good client from YouTube a month, and it pays off.
Exactly. So besides that, how's the process been working with us? Has it been time consuming or has it been easy?
No, I mean, if you want to get started on YouTube, definitely like set some time aside, but it's been very straightforward. It's been very easy. And one thing that was nice with you guys is it's basically done for you, because if you want to, you can deliver the whole process. I just have to jump on and then record, right? I'm the person, like I like to yap and like kind of freestyle. So with you writing the script, which is like, it's perfect, but for me it's like, yeah, I kind of need my own tweak on this. But the process in general, like if you're looking for something done for you, that, I mean, that's awesome. So it's very smooth. Again, back to your ideas and how you come up with these kind of yeah, like this the ideas and the stuff for YouTube is like, it's one to one, like can't complain.
Sick, man. And how much time do you feel like you spend on like a video? Obviously it's different, but
yeah, I mean, I like to do these one take recordings, right? So I mean, for one YouTube video, max like an hour. I can't see it being any longer unless it's like a course or something that we have in the pipeline. But I would say 1 hour. You have to get into the mode also. Just look at the script and your ideas and so on, but not more than that.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's 1 hour a week to get like all the benefits of YouTube. It's like, yeah, that's all you have to do, right? So super powerful. And so, of course, the big question is, how much have you made from our YouTube videos?
Yeah, so actually just from the first 3 videos that we made, I got 2 leads, very warm leads, just from, I think it was in the first 2 weeks, 3 weeks maybe. A very high retainer that is paying us 3K per month in euros. And then another like medium retainer that's paying 2.5K, 2.2 maybe, to be correctly. So like just from that first month of working together, you know, I've signed like plus 5K in retainers. And strictly like, am I being profitable? Yes, I am. And the thing about, again, these leads are way easier to close, which makes it such a no-brainer just to get started with YouTube. If we have that client for, let's say it's 10 months, you know, that's 50 plus K in revenue just from like shooting 3 hours of content. So it's like, it doesn't make any other sense than just to start.
Yeah, exactly. There's nothing else that's going to be more worth your time than that 1 hour.
Nah, exactly. Like, it's the biggest ROI you can do.
Exactly. Sick, man. Well, as a closing note, is there anything you'd say to someone who's on the edge of working with channel long?
You know, just get started, man. You won't regret it. If you can't spend 1 hour per week, then you got some issues that you got to figure out first. But there is literally no way for you to fail when you have you guys on board. So get going.
That's my boy right there. Appreciate you, man.
Of course, Marcus. Of course.
Peace.